All right, so we're going to do a second session of annotating the pre-recorded EEG files, the BDF files. So let's take a look. Open my process folder, and this time I'm going to do this file. I will load my previously used montage, and in my notebook over here, I've recorded exactly at what times they're closing their eyes or opening their eyes, at what times they're doing all those things. And so I have written here that at 2 minutes into the recording, they start with eyes open. So in their window, I'm going to open not just the annotations, but the annotation editor. And keep in mind, already when I go to settings, or sorry, to tools, options, in the annotations editor tab here, I still have this where it says archive. So this needs to be there. So my preset potential annotations. So close. So it means I'm all set. So first I'm going to put the two main annotations, the periods of eyes open and eyes closed, and after that I will do all of the eye blinks and all that kind of stuff. So right now I don't need to scroll around. I can just see over here what is happening. And you can see here in the bottom left, when I move my mouse or when I click something, it's supposed to show all of my keystrokes as it does right now. Good. Let's hope it continues. So here I will type eyes open, and then with the tab I'll navigate to the right location. This is it was at 2 minutes and 0 seconds, and it had a duration. It was for 9.5 minutes, so that is 570 seconds. And then I will click create. Okay, now you can see here we have that annotation. Okay, let's make the next annotation. Eyes closed. And again, I navigate here, and this will be at 12 minutes and 20 seconds into the recording. And this will be a period of indeed 10 minutes, according to my notations. So create. Great. So now we have these two periods of annotations, and I'm just going to click to the beginning of it. If I obviously here before, as the recording starts, let's go back to this. Obviously over here there's already eye blinks, but this period here, anything which is not inside of the annotated period within the different tasks will not be processed anyway. At least that's how I have it set it up. So I'm going to only annotate within my periods. And so what I do now is I hold Shift down and I click this, I select this period, and it's artif, and this is an artif, and this is artifact, and this is artifact. It's an eye blink. Scrolling forward. So right now I'm using my scroll wheel to move forwards in time. And here we have an eye blink, so I hold Shift down and I select that period of time. And I'm going very quickly. Now you see that T8 here is having this very interesting pattern. Again, T8 and T7, they're often problematic, and my estimation is that this is a heartbeat. You know, it's like right above the ear on this side. Maybe there's some little throbbing going on there. So that's my assumption. But anyway, I don't use T7 and T8. I record them, but I don't actually use them in my analysis. Here's a very slight little, oh, I messed up. Instead of holding Shift down, I was holding Tab. And so now I've messed up my whole visualization. And the best way to get out of that is to go to montage, to load, and to just reload our period. And then now to navigate to where we were in the whole process, I just go to last artif that we annotated. And now I'm again having my finger on Shift button and annotate that period. And this little eye blink here. And here's an eye blink. and an eye blink, and an eye blink, eye blink. This here, you can see the waves are a little different. This is definitely neural data and you know, a little bit of alpha waves. So we don't do anything with that. We leave it as it is. Ooh, eye blink. You see, even though this is a very slight eye blink, this is definitely an eye blink because it only happens in the front. It doesn't happen in the rest of the brain. Same as here. This is definitely some eye motion. And here, this is interesting. So we can see there's an eye blink here. It's very slight. You know, the person is slowly blinking their eyes. And then at the same time, underneath here in the occipital, this is the back of the head, we see these strong alpha waves. Because the moment this person closes their eyes, even if it's just for a slow eye blink, we're getting these alpha waves in the back because the visual cortex briefly is not processing any information. However, we don't want these eye blinks, and there's another small one here, so I'm just going to remove this whole period. So we are missing out on these alpha waves, but those alpha waves came about because of this eye blink. You see here we have alpha waves which are not connected to an eye blink, so that is fine. Here we have some noise, and here we have some noise, so I'm going to cut out this period until here. Slight little eye blink here, let's just remove it. Something very slight. I'm going to leave this. This is you know, really borderline on whether I want to remove it or not. This is also, I'm going to choose removing this one. And I'll remove this little one, and this little one, and these, and these. Alright, so little one over here, little one over here. On CZ, we're having this interesting phenomenon here. In CZ, there's definitely nothing that can. There's no eyeballs near to CZ, so I don't know what is causing these interesting pulses here, especially because we don't see them in any other location. And so I'm going to leave them because I have no reasonable explanation why they are noise. Little eye blink. Oh, I'm going to leave, this is something very slight, I'm going to leave it as it is. See now that that twitch that was in CZ has gone away, and we've reached the end of the eyes open period. So now I'm going to continue to the next period here by clicking eyes closed. You can see here, you know, like the person was moving around, blinking the eyes a bunch of times, moving, and then they close their eyes, and then kind of this is really where it starts. And we can see a lot of motion here, so I'm just going to mark this whole period over here as artifact. And then it starts, and then we have some artifact over here, and up. And we have something over here. And now, you know, with the eyes closed, they're sitting nice and still. And this over here is just a like an electrode is shifting for whatever reason, but I'm going to mark it. And here's the same thing. This is not an eye blink. An eye blink is always, even if you blink a single eye, it's always visible on both sides because it is just that close to each other. Okay, I'm going to mark this whole period because whatever is happening in the back of the head here, I don't like this noise. Same thing over here and over here. Good. So especially with the eyes closed period, typically you get very clean data. And so I don't mind cutting out big pieces because we'll be left with plenty of good data, even if we're vigorous with our removal. In the eyes open period, when people blink their eyes frequently, you'll get less usable data, and then I'm a little bit more reluctant to just cut out whole pieces. But here you see here in the back of the head we're having some fast frequencies, and that is typically because of muscle activity. You know, maybe their neck is a bit stiff or something. Because this is literally the back of the head, this area here. Oh, sorry, this is the back of the head, and this is the middle of the head. So this is where we're seeing this is most likely some jaw movement. If it were here in the back of the head, it would be stiff neck. Yeah, so here he's definitely moving his jaw. And here. And here. This is a little bit, but I'm going to leave this as it is. It's not, doesn't quite meet my threshold. This is definitely going away. Oh. And this is going away. And this is going. I would say this person either moved around a lot or has a stiff neck. There's another recording I made recently, and that person just had a continuously stiff neck, and I had to dismiss the whole recording. This is a lot relatively for eyes closed period, but you know, it is what it is. Here we're getting some good data. I'm going to remove this part. I'm going to keep these, but these are above my threshold. There. And so is this. And so is all of this. Jeez. We're losing a significant amount of data here on this person. But now we're getting some good stuff. Essentially, out of 10 minutes of recording, you definitely want to have, you know, 3 minutes at least of clean data in total. And we're getting that here. So he's got definitely like quite a few of these things here, and I think that these are the electrodes shifting on the head. I think this person is quite restless and moving around because it happens a lot more than we would expect. Usually I like to remove them, but because they're so frequent and we do want to be left over with some good data, I'm going to remove this part here though. I'm going to leave it. Actually, over here we can see it's very rhythmic. It wouldn't surprise me, and it's F4, so that is the temple on the right side. Sometimes people get like, you know, some throbbing little veins there, and so that might be what that is. I'm going to remove this part. And this part. And this part. And this part. This thing over here. Oh, we're definitely removing all of this. And this. keep in mind, so now all of these issues are on F4. So in a bit we're going to see the report, and let's take a look. My prediction is that F4 will be less connected comparing to the other electrodes. We'll have a lower connectivity, lower coherence. I want to leave these parts, but I'm going to remove this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to remove all of this. I'm going to leave this because I don't want to remove all of that. This looks like neural data to me. Here it might be noise, but then when you see it's kind of like in the whole area, in the whole head, I don't think it's neural data because of that. I mean, I do think it's neural data because of that. Yeah, I am going to remove this part. This is definitely something going on. It has nothing to do with what we're trying to record. And I'm going to remove this part due to here O2 being all messed up. And I'm going to remove this part. And then we have reached the end, you can see here, of the eyes closed period. All right, so I'm going to save this. File, save as, and I like to use its normal naming convention, so now it will be the original name _ edited. Okay, save. And then let's take a look at what it looks like when we process this file. And browse. Didn't we save this? Where is it saving to? Oh, this is not it. Where did it save to? It's supposed to be here. Okay, let's see, where does it save to? Okay, I see what went wrong. I saved it to the wrong location, so I'll just copy it from there. One moment. And there we have it. All right, now this file. It takes a moment to load, and then it tells us we have the eyes open period, we have the eyes closed period. Here on top we can exclude certain channels. I'm not going to use it for now. So I'll just generate the PDF report. Now again we'll see images appearing in this folder, and then at some point there you see these images are appearing, and then at some point they disappear, and there will be a PDF file. There we go. This is the PDF file. And then we can see, so we have the eyes open and the eyes closed period. My prediction was that F4 would be less connected in the eyes closed period, as we can see here, because something is really going on there. And so in this case, because there's only one channel that was behaving in a very different way, it will just reduce that channel's coherence. If you have multiple channels that are having the same noise, whether it's eye blinks or whatever it is, but specifically eye blinks, that will increase their coherence, and we definitely don't want to have false positives. So this is basically a false negative, but we don't want to have false positives. That's the worst. And so here we can see all of the periods that we had to cut out. So this is looking good. Great. That was another session, session 2. Let's go up to, let's see about, we're going to do session 3 in a bit. All right.